stand for the same things now that I stood for when I was your congresswoman all those years ago, and you helped me. And no one ever heard of me. I was coming from the Marin Board of Supervisors. But I did that have the support of my friend John Burton, who's going to be the head of the party, which I think is going to be great. And you embraced me in every way. And of course, Jane and Agar and so many of you in this room. And my favorite, Dr. John Kerner, who I always introduce because he's the one who was the doctor for the birth of both my children, Tegan and Cole, who are now, let us say, taking care of me, and they have their own kids, and I thank you for that. Because they were little bitty babies, and in those days it was scary, right, John? And they turned out to be just perfect. And John was there at the very moment when it mattered the most, so I love seeing you here. And there's so many others of you that I know, and I won't start naming names, and there are elected officials here, and former elected officials here, and it really does my heart good, because for me, I need to keep my old dear friends and make new friends, and the way you do that is you stay true to who you are and you look to the future. And we've always done that. And we Democrats know how to do that. We don't look to the past. We remember it, and we keep names. But we move forward. Well, let me talk about first this campaign, and then I want to talk about generally where we are, and then I want to take your questions. I have, the Jane and Agar show didn't go too long, so we've got some time. We have a half hour to get together, because I got to go down to the Peninsula. I have another event. I have 3 events today. This fundraising is very difficult, and the only thing that makes it fun is when you all come to a party like this. I appreciate it so much. It really means a lot to me. So let me talk a little bit about my race. We've won 3 times with your help. We never expected to win. The first time, the second time, and the third time they thought maybe she could pull it off. They always have said, the right wing, that I was a fluke. The first time I was a fluke, but the only reason I got elected was because of Anita Hill. So they said she never would have made it but for that. Then the second time I got elected, and also because Bruce Hutchinson went to a strip joint. That was the first time I And the second time I ran, I was running against Matt Fong, and he was supposed to be my biggest nightmare. Minority, intelligent guy, and he was going to go right into my base, which he didn't do, but I remember that in the end, we were very close, and he gave $50,000 to the Reverend Lee Shelton. And they said, oh no, that's the reason Barbara Boxer won. So then the third time, I thought, well, maybe they'll at least give me this one. I went up against Bill Jones, and Bill Jones was supposed to write himself a big check, but he never did. Well, the reason I don't think he did is he saw it would have been a bad investment. But the pundits then decided that was the reason I won, because he wouldn't write himself a check. So now that was a fluke. So now we're in our 4th time. They took the poll, and I'm beating Arnold Schwarzenegger 54-30. He's got a terrible problem in the state. They always find a reason why. So what I'm saying is, they're always going to come against us. You know that. No matter what. No matter who, what, when, and where. They're going to come after us. You see, they already started. Bad symbol. Falling sign. So they'll come at us. And the reason that I think we can win this year rather than 2010 is because of this kind of turnout that's happening throughout the state and even the country when I go around. People are coming out, they're saying, we're with you. And I am just so happy because you know me, I've always been the same person. It doesn't matter the years. We have certain principles, things we believe in. We believe in human dignity, human rights, civil rights. We believe in a strong, vibrant middle class. We believe it's important to help those who just want an opportunity. We know that investing in our kids makes sense, investing in our families, in our seniors, in our health care makes sense. We know a foreign policy where we lead by example makes sense, and that our power resides in who we are as a nation and our Constitution and what we stand for, not how many bombs we have. And we've always believed these things, not to mention we believe we have a sacred duty to protect our environment. And we know that, and we know that here in San Francisco, and I praise those of you who are at a local level have done it, and in California, we're taking the lead, but I'll tell you, the last people to wake up to this, happen to be the people in the United States Senate. And, I don't know what more they need to hear about global warming to understand this isn't some crackpot theory. It's a scientific fact that the planet is warming because there's too many greenhouse gases in the air. It's very, very simple. You don't need a degree in science to get it. The fact is, you wouldn't leave your child locked up in a car that's all closed up in a warm summer day in a parking lot. And we can't do that to our grandchildren in the future. We need to preserve and protect this planet. And the window's closing. And the good news is, the things that we do to save this planet are going to be good for us. We're going to come up with clean alternatives to dirty coal, to fossil fuels. It's going to make us energy independent. We're going to have products and technologies that we can export. It's going to give us a purpose. It's going to create millions of green jobs. And we will be a leader in the world. It's a vision that is right there in front of us. But some people are too afraid to see it. And so, in my position, thanks to all of you for getting me back there so many times, I'm the chairman of the Environment and Public Works Committee. And therefore, this is right in my domain, making sure we preserve this earth. And then, also rebuilding the infrastructure is also in that particular job description of that community. Because you can't have a whole country where bridges are falling down. So we have a lot of people out of work, and we have to rebuild our infrastructure. And we have a lot of people in dead-end jobs or losing jobs. And we need to lead the world into this wonderful clean energy future. And it's all there. The great news is we have a president who understands this.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there at the inauguration. How many went back at the inaugural? Several of you did. Thank you for being there. I remember sitting there in the freezing sunshine, because there was sunshine on our faces, in the freezing weather. And as our new president came down to take the oath of office, I literally felt a burden lifting off of my shoulders. And it hasn't gone away, because now I have to share the burden with him. But before, that burden was on all of us to such a degree, all of us, because we saw what was happening to these greatest of nations under George Bush. This horrific experience that we had, which we would feel the outfall from for so long. 2 wars, our young people being sacrificed for the war that never should have started in the first place. We now have those soldiers coming home, very difficult lives. We have to help them. We won't ever forget them. But that was one thing. And all of the vast resources of this nation going into the war and going into tax breaks for those of us who don't need them. And just led to a devastating budgetary situation. And we think that George W. Bush was handed a budget in surplus. A budget in surplus. And a debt that was so low that I said to my husband one day, honey, there are not going to be any more treasury bonds because we're just going to be completely out of debt. We were on line to be totally out of debt. And look where we are. 8 years of this misguided, horrific policy. And so as we saw this amazing election unfold, and John McCain really standing for the status quo versus Barack Obama standing for change. And I will tell you, we are ticking off the list of things. And you can see it happening. The very first bill he signed was the Lilly Ledbetter.
Right.
A woman working for all those years at Goodyear Tire and Rubber, working side by side with men, and one day getting an anonymous tip that, in fact, she was getting paid 25% less than they were getting paid for the same work. And she was so stunned after all those years. She went to say, I want redress. And they said, no way, we're not giving you redress. She sued, and she won in the court. And then the Supreme Court had the nerve to say, sorry, you sued too late. You should have sued within, a year of the discrimination starting. Well, she didn't know about it for 12 years. That's like saying, you have a right to live in this house, but you barricade the door and the person can't get in. So it was outrageous, and we had to fix it, and we fixed it, and George Bush said he would sign it, Barack Obama signed it, and now anyone who's the victim of discrimination, male, female, black, white, brown, doesn't matter, any religion has a right to stand up and say, at any time they get a paycheck, the statute of limitations starts again. So we fixed that, and that's a big deal. We're also going to have a wilderness bill coming, a public lands bill. We've had the NRA playing games with it, but that's going to be signed into law pretty soon. I have written several bills in there that will expand the wilderness opportunities in our great state, about 707,000 acres. As we get more and more crowded, we need these special places, or we'll lose California. And I want my grandchildren to see the California that I've been able to see. So we have that coming. Stem cell research. Yay! A stimulus bill that was so difficult. But the fact is, we have got to get people to work, and I believe this is starting to work. A plan for Fannie and Freddie to start moving and lowering interest rates, giving people an opportunity to refinance, funds in this budget that just passed that are very, very essential. This dreaded earmark fight, I want to talk about it. I want you to understand this battle because it's so ridiculous. I'm going to discuss it with you, except I'm going to try. What is an earmark? An earmark is my legislative priority. So if I hear from the community here that there needs to be a senior citizen center built, we have a great need for it. And I look at all the requests and I think that senior citizen center is a priority. I go fight for it. I'm proud of it. I don't sneak it in the dead of night. Do I have a handful of colleagues who are crooks? Yes. They should be in jail, and some of them are. I then say that your senators can't fight for things that you believe in and that you need for your community. All an earmark is that we in the Congress believe, because we're close to the people, we know a few of the things that we'd like to do. And we're not going to do many, but at least a small proportion. And I'm very pleased at the numbers that Diane and I were able to get. We're going to get about $1 billion into California. Yeah, we need it. We need to put people to work. They'll be building roads. They'll be, building senior centers. They'll be building bridges. High-speed rail. High-speed rail. Well, we haven't gotten that grant, but hopefully we'll get that high-speed rail. And we have a lot of things that we're going to be doing that are in that budget. I think we're going to get back on our feet. I personally believe we're doing the right things to get on our feet. And we're going to tackle every issue. I don't know how many of you read the book, The First 100 Days of FDR, Defining Moments by Jonathan Alter. It's a very good book. It's an interesting book. And I'll take you back to the days of the Depression. Unemployment was 25%. And in those days, the president was elected in November, but wasn't sworn in until March. And people were desperate to have FDR. It reminded me of how long it seemed till it was January. And people were going around the country saying, hang Hoover. Because Hoover wouldn't do anything. He just felt about laissez-faire. Everything will bottom out. John McCain, he's leading that same ideology. And he's leading that ideology in the United States Senate. And I call the GOP now the party of nope. They're the party of hope. They're the party of nope. Nope, we can't do this, and nope, we couldn't do that, and nope, we shan't do this. And it's John McCain who's leading it. And I want to just take it like this and say, John, you lost. I mean, work with us. Don't keep fighting for the things that the people rejected. Because when you do nothing, which is what he wants to do, nothing, that is not a passive act. It's a hostile act. It's satisfied with the status quo. So I'm there, I'll take some slings and arrows because we may make mistakes. But as we learned when we read this book about FDR, what you learn is that the American people said, help us do things. We know they might not all work. We understand it. But try and try again. If you make a mistake, pull back. But don't just sit and accept the status quo. So we're going to do everything that we can. And there will be bumps in the road and it will get ugly. 2010 could be a very strange election climate, which is another reason I need your help. Because I know things are going to get better. Will they get better in 2009? I hope so. 2010? When in 2010? And when you've taken so many seats as we have in the Senate and the presidency, history says you will lose seats in that next election. So we're going to go up against history. We're going to go up against expectations in this race. And we're going to lead the way again. Because this country has given me and given my husband everything that we have. And I'm not just talking about education or financial security. I'm just saying this country's given us everything. The ability